Long, long ago, in the times beyond our memory and the memory of our fathers and our fathers' fathers and the many fathers' fathers before them, there was a young lad born to a young woman who had been met by a god from Ireland. When the lad was born, he was christened Seanachie. He grew up to be a fine, strong lad, and when he was still just a wee lad, he told his mother, "I am going to the court of King Conall Carnach. I want to join the band of soldiers he has fighting for him and become a great knight among his men." His mother knew that despite his youth, there was no stopping him. So off the lad went, and he took with him his hurley stick and the slither. Oh, it was a fine thing to see him with that. He'd throw the slither in the air, give it a good puck with the hurley stick. It would go sailing through the air as fast as a bullet. But before it even landed, he would be standing there beneath it, ready to give it another puck. He carried on this way until he came to Owenmacha, the castle of King Conall. And there outside on the grounds was the boy troop, the young soldiers who were just learning their skills. Now he did not know this at the time, but there was an old custom. Before you joined them, you had to ask their permission. You had to ask for their protection. Protection, says he to himself. He asked if he could join the band, and they refused him. They tried to take him down then. One after another he threw them to the ground and bested them. This commotion caught a hold of the attention of King Conall. Out he came. "What is going on here?" says he. And they told him, "This young whelp wants to join the band, but he will not bow down to us." "Little needs he bow down to the likes of you," says the king. "He has bested every one of you. Come in, lad, now. We'll make you welcome." This lad became a favourite of the king. And so it was when the king was invited to a great feast at the forge of Chulainn, the blacksmith. He brought this lad along. "Oh, I can't go," says the lad. "I still have things I have to do here." "Well, catch us up then." And off the king went. But Seanachie took too long doing what he had to do, and by the time he caught them up, they had locked down the building. And Chulainn had set his fiercest hound out to protect them from invasion from evildoers. The hound attacked Seanachie. Seanachie drew back, raised his hurley stick, flung the slither ball into the air and gave it a good wallop. The ball drove itself right through the hound and out the back of the dog, and it lay there dead. When it was found out what had happened, he was very apologetic with Seanachie, and he promised that he would be the watchdog for Chulainn until a new dog had grown to the right age. And ever since that time he became known as the Hound of Coming of Cú Chulainn. When he came back with the king finally, he was the pride of the castle. He was known throughout all of Owenmacha as the best warrior youth in the lot of them. And one day as he was walking down the halls, didn't he hear Carnach, the druid, talking with one of his students? "Tell us, O Carnach," said the student, "what is the use of this day? What is this day good for? What is it that we should do on this day?" "Well," said Carnach, "this is the day when a young warrior should take his arms. For the warrior who takes his arms on this day will become a great warrior. He will be known across the world as the greatest of warriors." Once he heard this, the young lad who was now known as Cú Chulainn, Chulainn's hound, he went to the king. On this day, says he, I would like to claim my armour. And they brought him out armour. He tried it on, but he was too strong for it. He would burst it at the seams. The only armour that they ever brought him that was strong enough to contain his might was the armour for the king himself. Once he was dressed in that, he stood there proud as a peacock, proud as any man who knew what destiny led him. Little did he know, though, that he had not heard the whole of Cernach's prophecy. For 'twas also said in that prophecy, after he left the room, that not only would this greatest of young warriors become worldwide and known for all, but he would die young. Even though he was glorious, his youth would be all he ever had. Agus sin é mo scéal, and that is my story.